Avengers Endgame was exhilarating, and one of the major things that stood out to MCU fans about Endgame was the ending, when Captain America passed on the shield to the Falcon, Sam Wilson. I myself think that scene is one of the most touching scenes of the entire MCU, where Bucky pulls Steve Rogers from the river in The Winter Soldier is the first most touching scene of the entire MCU, in my opinion. But regardless, Avengers Endgame and The Falcon and Winter Soldier, now retitled Captain America and the Winter Soldier, now streaming on Disney+, has confirmed that the mantle of Captain America is his, and his alone, essentially. Anthony Mackie, the actor for the Sam Wilson character, answers a very engrossing question though. How is Sam Wilson going to be different in contrast to Captain America and Captain America New World Order? Here is Anthony Mackie's answer, and I'm going to read it aloud to you so that we can discuss it right after we know the context. Anthony Mackie's words. Mine will be different. What you have to realize about Sam, he's a superhero who's not really a superhero. There's no secret serum. There's no this or that. I just have wings on my suit that I got from the military. Everything that I do as a common man. When you see me, you might think, oh, I can be a superhero too. Whereas if you look at Hulk or any of those guys, you can't compete. Alright, now this is something that fans should already expect. Steve Rogers had undergone a special program in Captain America the First Avenger, thus granting him a serum that enhanced his physical strength. The Falcon doesn't have the luxury of that. Although, one might argue that it's not a luxury if you are someone like John Walker or the Red Skull. I digress to say that Sam Wilson as Captain America is different, in a sense that Sam Wilson is solely reliant on his limited human capabilities to quarrel with his opponents. When you cut him, he is going to bleed. Shoot him in the face, he dies. If Sam were to drink 8 bottles of alcohol, he would get drunk and pass out in an instant. Sam Wilson has these mortal constraints, whereas Steve Rogers as Captain America didn't have these mortal constraints and was able to withstand the likes of Thanos in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Now, here is where the verdict lies. While yes, we are aware of how Sam Wilson is going to be distinct from Steve Rogers as Captain America, we must reach this following verdict. Should Sam Wilson be different? Is it the right choice for him not to have the secret serum? Because, that's a valid question. Because maybe it might limit his action scenes a bit, considering that he's more of a liability. And if they choose to have no plot armor, he might possibly die. And are fans ready to say goodbye to the new Captain America this early? It's worrying. It's scary. Let me tell you something. I think that this divergence between Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers is what we need to have explored in Captain America 4. Because while Steve Rogers will always be the one and only original Captain America, audiences can't really relate to Steve Rogers like they might do with Sam Wilson, and much to their own disadvantage, because we know very well that we won't embody the same physique as Rogers, which means that we do have to work extra hard for the ladies. But whatever, Sam Wilson has the same physical limits that we do, and I definitely think that Sam having the same physical limits will enhance the level of engagement of the audience in the cinema, because the bottom line is that we will fear for Sam Wilson's life for the duration of that movie. Any time that he gets shot, we'll be shouting in our minds, not in the cinema, or I'm gonna actually smack you, but internally, we'll be yelling, call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! We don't want the new Captain America to die! And there might be so many incidents where Sam Wilson will get injured and have a bloodied face. The question I have for you now is, what do you think about Sam Wilson's distinction from Captain America? Let me know in the comment section below, or our Twitter inbox at Cinema